This is GUM, GUM, which is a most famous department store in Russia, Moscow, and this is listed as one of the top 5 places to visit. And this is night time, about 10 o'clock something, and today is 13th May 2017. So that's GUM department store, Moscow, Russia. This is just opposite to GUM department store is this cathedral, which is famous, and this is GUM department store, and that's the Red Square area. It's about 9:30 in the evening. My hotel is just about 10 minutes walk from here, so probably I can come every day. And that's the Red Square Kremlin area of Moscow, which is again just near to GUM department store. And that's the store. There are lots of big names in the stores like Christian Dior and so on. So you see all the right fashion there. Right, that's the State Historical Museum, and that's the building which the red card is just behind GUM department store, and that's the cathedral, custom cathedral, just to the side of Red Square. And this is the road that leads to the Red Square, and these are all Kremlin buildings. So we'll go there tomorrow. That's just a garden opposite to the Kremlin building, and the restaurants here. That's again the area near Red Square, and I'm right at the center of Moscow now, and today is 13th of May 2017. The building that's not visible exactly to the right in the frame is basically Bolshoi Theatre. We'll go there in a while. That's the gardens just near Kremlin in Moscow. The building in the center of the frame is Bolshoi Theatre, and that's world famous. If you look at Moscow places to visit, this will come as second or third. And to the right is Moni or something theatre, and that's the garden. And this place is called Teatralna. That means theatre or something. That's just behind Red Square. You see the red building? Quite an impressive Moscow State University building. That's not the only building. There are at least about 40 small buildings, not like these ones. This is the main building, spread over about, I think, about 10 square miles. That is quite an impressive building of Moscow State University. And this is not the only building. It's basically main building, and it's surrounded by many small buildings, and that's probably spread over a bit of area of about 10 square miles or something, because I see lots of buildings here and lots of parks and so on. But that's the main building, and that's the building from front. Peter the Great monument. That's right in the island, Moscow, Russia. Cathedral of Christi Savior, just passing under the bridge now. That one is Kremlin, Red Square, and St. Basil's Cathedral from Moscow River side. That's the one. Just on the other side of the river is all other cathedrals. I forgot the name. That's stunning view of St. Basil's Cathedral from Moscow River, and that's the Red Square area and Kremlin and so on. That's the Gorky Park entrance, and you see in the background there's a fountain as well, and That's the road. And there's a bridge that cuts across to the city. This is architectural complex from within Kremlin. To the left is the armory chamber, but there are no photos allowed in that. It's only here that the photos are allowed. That is St. Basil's Cathedral. That's a huge Kolmonskoye estate, so I'm going to go in now. That's going to be about 2 hours kind of walk. That's the structure of Palace of Tsar Alexei Mikhailovich, and that's the palace. Palace of Tsar in Kolmonskoye Gardens in Moscow, Russia. There's a lake near Gorky Park. There's no shortage of lakes and fountains and museums and whatnots here in Russia. That's the one just near Gorky Park, and there's a huge one. Say, Moscow, Russia. That's the rotunda inside Gorky Park. Gorky Park is about 80% trees and 20% of such things. That's the way you get from Gorky Park. That's the Moscow River, and the boat rides, etc., etc. And now that's the Gorky Park, and this is a complete view of Gorky Park. That's the Gorky Park. Right, I'm going for a boat ride. That's Moscow, Russia, and we're just passing over the bridge. Oh, sorry, below the bridge. I see guys climbing on the bridge, which is like, you know, Sydney. Oh God, I think I should go for it. Sydney was expensive, about 250 pounds. I don't know what it is. I'll find out later, but I think it looks like some huge state department. Duma or something. Of course, Duma is there near Titrialna, you know, tube station. So it could be some government department. On to the right is Gorky Central Park, and that's the Gorky Culture of Museum. And we are just cutting across. We're just passing under the bridge in a while. That one is Peter the Great warrior, and that's the kind of museum. It's right in the right on an island. That is Cathedral of Christ the Savior, and we're just passing under the bridge now. That one is all Kremlin and Red Square. So I'm on the Moscow River, and that's a view from Moscow River of Kremlin and St. Basil's Cathedral as well. That will come in a while. The boat turns from here. There's a bridge. Now you see some of the guys basically standing on top. I asked her whether I can go. She says no, you could be jailed. So I think, you know, this is Russia anyway. So that's the Moscow River, and on the bridge it's quite nice view and sunny day, fortunately. This one is Gorky Park, and to the left is Moscow River. Gorky Park. That's the Gorky Park fountain, and you see music is being played behind, which is something similar to what I'd seen in Las Vegas. I forgot the name of the hotel, but yes, it was something like that. And that's the observatory of Gorky Park. This is called Tetralian Dome, and that's the dome. Just on the banks of Moscow River. That's just the backside of Red Square. This is Boltonoye Square. And on the left hand side you see Estrada Theatre and so on. Right, I'm inside gum department store, GUM gum department store, and that's quite famous in Moscow, Russia. And it is kind of must visit in when you come to Moscow. I'm not sure what is so great about 1941-45 in Russia, but everywhere had gone. There's some kind of celebration about 1941-45. That's the garden just opposite to the Red Square. That's just outside of Red Square. Armory Chamber, Kremlin. Armory Chamber. Kremlin. It's part of Kremlin complex. There's a bale that you see in the center. This area within architectural complex of Kremlin, visitors are not allowed to enter. I think there's some government building or something. It's a huge bell. Garden. Garden again. River and cathedrals and so on from Kremlin. That is St. Basil's Cathedral and the surrounding area. That's just near the Red Square. That's just a garden opposite to Red Square, and this also leads to Alexandria Square Garden, whatever. It's another view. Church of Christ the Savior, and that's the bridge that connects, that basically jumps over Moscow River. This is the Red Square. The one that you see in the picture is Armory Chamber of the Red Square in Kremlin Square, sorry. And that's the iconic statue of Jesus of Russian State Library. It's called Biblioteka Lenina. It's Lenin Library, but Lenin was one of the readers. It's a Russian State Library. That's just near Red Square. On the left hand side you will see Red Square just behind those buildings. Gate of the cathedral. And that's the building. That's cathedral in Komanskaya estate, Komanskaya. Influence of Christian ways I've seen is greatest here in Russia and Russian controlled territories. This one is Palace of Tsar in Komanskaya Gardens in Russia, Moscow. One is Palace of Tsar Akil Mislovashchi something. That's in Moscow in Komanskaya Gardens. This is the building of Pushkin State Art Museum in Moscow, Russia. Today is 16th of May 2017. Pushkin State Museum. Pushkin State Museum. That's the Pushkin Museum entrance on the first floor. Pushkin Museum, Moscow. That's the surrounding area and garden near Cathedral of Christ Savior. That's the one, and that's the bridge connecting. I'm going to go there next 2 minutes. There was Church of Christ Savior, and that's the road that leads to church, and it's on the river Moscow River. That's Domodov International Airport. I'm back to the UK now. Today is 18th of May 2017.